Life Audio.
Today on Talk About That, John tries to sneak a knife onto a plane and aims fireworks at his friends. Meanwhile, I meet Tim Tebow and tell you the story of the time the Pope influenced an entire generation to sip the devil's drink. Plus a conversation about looking for the good in the world and getting more vulnerable with age. Today's episode is not sponsored by bananas, deliciously ripe for exactly 15 minutes.
Jonnie, it's time to take a little trip down to Bantertown. Let's talk about that.
We're back. We're out here.
We've been both on the road now. Now, I know that you say you travel a lot, but bro,
I do.
You still travel more than me.
No, but yours. I would say your travel's more stressful than mine because you're trying to take care of a wife and child and see to her development as a volleyball player in the world and a person of personage.
Yeah, we had 3 tournaments.
Her personhood is on the line.
Yeah,
I just have to do a comedy show and get out.
I'm raising a human. Yeah, and
I'm not
doing that. You're not even raising yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've decided not to grow up. That's why I chose this job.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You basically have the life that everybody wants, and I hope you were aware of it.
Well, let's be careful.
So
let's be careful what we wish for.
A lot of confusion, maybe, that people have about what your life is about. Because I know the real Jonnie.
You do.
And on the inside, I know there's a big crying baby just right now.
I do mean it's... I don't know. It is. But no, there's challenges, but it's fun, and I don't have to play volleyball. That's my favorite part.
Well, we drove to Atlanta, which you know is a lovely drive.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Well, you got to go over Mont Eagle. Got to go over where the truckers try to pass each other going, I want to go 2 miles faster than you. I'm going to stay and block this lane for...
There's
screaming
laws
motorists.
Against it, I'm pretty certain, but they did pretty well.
There's laws against you going as fast as you want to go too, though, John, if we're honest. How fast do you want to go?
We're not talking about that, are we?
You need one of those. What's cool about Mont Eagle is they have those runaway ramps. You ever want to do one of those?
Just for fun.
Just go into one of the big sand mountains.
Just to go ahead and destroy your car. And
would it? You think it would?
I would think it would hurt your car. Maybe not. If I had that old Lexus. Do
it with a rental. Get that extra $5 of insurance or whatever.
My brakes started going out. What's wrong with you people?
What was I to do?
So of course, you can't drive through Chattanooga anymore without a lot of traffic.
They don't allow it. They don't allow you to drive through Chattanooga.
Stop you right there.
They said, no, sir.
They're like papers.
Horse and buggy.
No, so we drove through Chattanooga pretty quickly, and then, which is crazy, it hasn't happened in like 5 years, but got to Atlanta.
What were you saying they don't let you drive through Chattanooga without what?
I'm saying there's a lot of traffic there.
Oh,
now.
I see.
You can't get through Chattanooga without.
By they, you just mean everybody's doing it.
All the other people are trying to stop you by getting in your way. I don't know if they know this, but I'm the one trying to go somewhere. And the rest of it, anyway.
I've got important stuff to do.
And then we got to Atlanta, and she had a prospect camp in North Carolina near Charlotte.
Okay.
But this was a makeup tournament because of the ice storm.
Meaning all the kids get to wear makeup while they play.
Even the parents.
That's weird. Doesn't it run when they get sweaty?
I don't know. I couldn't believe how I looked in mascara. It was like the dad liner. Anyway, so the coaches were like, yeah, you got to go. You got to invite. She got invited to this prospect camp. It was a beach camp.
Okay. And
so literally we played one game. They were playing 3, but we only got to play 1. By the way, she had 3 kills and 7 hits, no error. She did great. And then me and her literally went over in the convention center, got on a train that takes you straight to the airport. And me and her...
The MARTA.
Flew. No.
Right? No, not the MARTA?
No, they have a train specifically at the convention center that takes you right...
Above ground.
Because this is the Georgia International... It's connected to the airport, basically. Yeah. And so then we got on a train and flew to Charlotte, and then she went out in the cold and did a beach camp the next day. Man. And then we flew home to Nashville while my wife drove home from Atlanta, and basically all day travel and all day stuff. Like by the time we got there, she just drove straight to the airport and circled and it was crazy. It was a crazy time.
No, you win. I had my own journey, but yeah, you win. I won't even tell my story.
Hey, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
I had the most like mid-40s dad moment in the airport. So we didn't check. We just carried on everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to check this suitcase. Now I'm going to tell a little secret. I have a pocket knife that I've now gone through like 4 airports.
And you pull it on somebody if they decide to check your bag. You go, how about now?
Hey, it's in there.
Take stabbing motions at the air.
And they never find it. Like I just fly with this pocket knife. And so I thought, they found the pocket knife. He was like, actually, there's a pair of needle nose pliers in here. I was like, yeah, I keep those. Is that not allowed? Because This is how you know.
That's how I pull ticks off mid-flight.
I keep needle nose vice grips.
Why do you keep needle nose vice grips around?
Because when you go to hotels,
you never know.
You never know. Like all the time, I need to take something apart. I need to fix something.
What are you fixing in a hotel,
dude?
Where hotels are you staying in? You got to replace a new washer on the faucet because it's leaking. These days ends aren't what they used to be.
I don't know, man. Like you need.
Sometimes you got to get needle nose and kill a bed bug or two. You got to nip them. Got to nip those things. Why do you need needle nose?
You couldn't do that with vice grips.
You just like having it.
No, you need them. And so the guy take them out.
I've never once needed a pair of needle nose pliers.
I said, am I not allowed to have needle nose pliers? He's like, it just depends on how big they are. So he opens the bag, takes them out. He's like, these are great. These are fine. And I was like, dude, that's the best tool ever. He's like, no, these are awesome. Everyone needs one of these. And we had this whole conversation. It was like, this gave me energy.
And then he missed your knife.
Yeah.
But don't they run it through the scanner? They don't see it in the scan?
They see apparently, which I feel like I'm giving. Listen, if you're listening and you have.
What do you have? Some kind of sheath that covers the x-rays?
It's just a pocket knife. But if you're listening and it's not in good faith right now, please, I'm not giving you any ideas.
Wow. Where are you hiding this thing?
It's like right there in my little toiletry thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's just a pocket knife. It's folded. It's closed. I've never done anything nefarious with it. I need to cut things sometimes.
And needle nose things.
Let me tell you, they put these wristbands on when you go in for the day.
Yeah.
They charge, by the way, you know that when we go.
You know what takes those wristbands off for a while?
What's that? Needle nose.
A knife or a needle nose.
That's right. When you go
to
these
just
places,
pull it off because it's a stretchy.
You're already paying thousands of dollars for the fees. You're already paying thousands of dollars for the hotel. And then when you go, they also charge you as parents to get in.
Isn't kids sports a scam? I mean, will you admit it to me, even though you're in it? Isn't it a scam?
100%. Well, I'm not saying it's a scam, but it is a money-making endeavor.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that the clubs are all making all the money, because most of those guys, those coaches are getting paid next to nothing, and it's tough. The club fees, I get.
Somebody's making money.
But the tournaments, when 25,000 people come, and the kids paid, the club paid the registration for the team.
Right.
Then the hotels have these stay-to-play contracts. So they're giving these things, and then you pay. Sometimes we'll pay $50 to get in for the weekend.
Oof.
And you're like, yeah. And everyone you see paid $50. Jonnie, that's a lot of $50.
That is a lot of $50.
I don't do math per se.
I did Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Went up there to do, my buddy Tom Henderson does a thing up there called Restoration Generation. It's a big men's ministry thing. And he does this event called ResGen Men's Summit every year.
I'm glad he shortened it.
I've done it,
ResGen.
Yeah, ResGen. So I've done it. This is my third time. And it was their 10th year. And he goes, for the 10th year, we're moving it to the arena. It's grown every year.
Wow.
So there's an arena there. And he goes, we think we're going to have about 5,000 men. I go, oh, man. So he was very excited. Tom's such a great guy. And I go, all right, I'll come.
It's a lot of needle those vice grips in those bags.
It is. Oh, 100%.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. No metal detectors at the building. They were, so here was the poster. Me, John Maxwell,
wow.
Tim Tebow.
Wow.
And then my buddy Sammy Adebayi, who is out of Toledo, Ohio, is a pastor there. I mean, it was a killer. Just, I felt like a little bit of like a fish out of water. Like, what am I doing there? Yeah.
No, man, hey, listen, what does Tebow have on you? I mean, except two national championships.
So he got there late. So all that said, my brother went with me. And of course, the whole day he was just like, I want to get a photo with Tebow. And I go, dude, I don't want to be the weird, pushy, get a photo with Tebow guy. If he's like got a body man and a whole thing and, it's going to be a whole thing.
Right.
I go, we will try. I'll promise you we'll try. Yeah. I'm not going to be weird. And then Tebow walks by us to go on stage. He was the last session. I had done my thing in the morning, and then Tebow gets there.
His tricep had not knocked one of the doors off. Yeah.
He walked by, and my buddy Marty Simpson was there, just happenstance. He had a show nearby, and he was on our same flight going into Sioux Falls, so we ended up hanging out. He came to the event to hang out. And then we're standing there, and Tebow walks by, and we're like, John, he's so handsome. It's shocking. It is shocking to see another man that handsome. That up close. I mean, he's tall. You see a lot.
Is he still jacked?
Yeah. You see Hollywood guy, but he's lean. He's probably got a 28-inch waist.
Yeah.
But he's just got the. But I'm telling you, like he's the chest. He's a V shape. He's a V shaped guy. But I'm telling you, man, you go like you see Hollywood guys.
Yeah.
And they're handsome, but they're like 5'2". You put them right in your pocket.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is little.
Right.
Tim Tebow's handsome, and he's as tall as me.
Yeah.
So you're like, this is what's possible.
It's not for you, though.
No, it's not possible.
No. It's what, no. He was blessed with things that you can't.
Well, and he can speak, and he's doing all this good in the world.
He loves God. I'm sick of it, really. We get it, Tebow.
Worst. No, my wife really wanted to go on this one. She stayed back.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
She wanted to. Well, because he's done so much for the special needs community, and she was a caregiver, and the Night to Shine prom and all that.
I'm sorry I made that joke then. I was just kidding.
That she wanted to meet Tebow because she's going to hit on him.
Well, you talked about how handsome he was. What do you think she thinks?
Oh, no, she 100% thinks he's handsome, too. I mean, it's just, some people, it's just, you know how men try to do that thing of like, I don't see handsome. That's how straight I am. No, you do. Stop acting like you don't. You know a handsome man when you see one. Quit it. Quit acting like it means anything to notice
it doesn't.
Beauty in another person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like the cardinal. The red cardinal's the prettiest one.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Catholic priest.
No.
I don't even know who the current cardinal is. But
I don't either, but he's got that fun hat. Gosh. Anyway, Tebow was very nice.
Did you get the picture?
He did take a photo with us.
Wow.
I'll have Adam put the clip right here in the clip. If we, he can share the photo if this turns into a clip, or I'll share it in the notes or something.
Yeah.
You can see my photo with Tebow. He was very kind, and
maybe he wanted a picture with you. You're on the docket.
That's true. The docket sounds like it's court.
Well, you're on
Who's
that
next
docket
on the docket? Yeah, but no, that was a fun one. And
did you meet Maxwell?
Met John Maxwell. He was very kind too. I saw him speak a couple of times. He spoke at this donors dinner. That was the other thing, is I got there the day before because they wanted me to do the prison. Yeah. Tom goes, come in, we'll do the jail.
That's cool.
And then we'll go to the donors dinner. And I did 20 minutes of comedy, and John Maxwell did about 30 minutes of like Q&A. And then like an interview with Tom. And then the next day was the event. It was morning. It was like
when I was a youth pastor early,
mm-hmm.
So you and I were in the band, like when I got my first job, a good friend of ours named Terry Allen, which is Dane's dad.
Great. Yeah, Terry's the best.
And like, I didn't really have anybody mentoring me back then, besides my own dad. And he was in Nashville, but Terry really took me under his wing and like introduced me to leadership books.
Okay, I thought you were going to say, I found out everything he was telling me was just straight out of a John Maxwell book. And he was pawning it off on his own.
Well, no, he was like, dude, you need to read, these. I think I read 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Sure.
And, so I remember like
that's a big one.
I took to it,
That
like
sold a few copies.
As a writer though, now I go, that's a lot of laws. I mean, God only gave 10, what I'm saying, in the coming off the mountain.
That is a lot of laws.
I mean, there's 600.
He was talking on stage about how many books he's written. I think he turned 79.
Oh, he's probably, I'm going to guess.
The weekend that we were out, he turned 79. So he was literally speaking on his birthday.
I'm going to guess he's written 40.
Higher.
65.
Higher.
100.
Higher. No, 92.
92 original books.
He's written 92 books.
See, I've written 35.
Yeah.
But
you could get there. Come on, he's 79, 78?
Only like 3 of those are in my voice in some way, either as a co-author or author.
Right.
So, well, that's not true. I've written others unpublished.
John hears a lot of voices.
Guys, you don't even want to know what's going on inside my head right now.
Speaking of other voices on the podcast, John, let's take a minute and hear from a few of our fine sponsors.
If you had, say, 5 irrefutable laws, I mean, to me, it's a daunting task.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah.
Don't swim 30 minutes after. Is it 30 minutes after eating? Then they say that's not true.
I think it's a myth. Now they say jump right in.
Please swim. It's the best thing you can do. You need to start get the
digestion.
If you don't want that spare tire, you got to start.
It's funny. I have been talking to my daughter about like things in life because we had a bunch of girls in the car. We took them all out for these loaded teas. They all get these loaded teas now, which are these caffeinated.
Like an iced tea. Okay.
They either get the teas or they get like these.
I thought it was like some kind of hormone supplement. Like I got a low T, I got to get loaded tea. my doctor gave me an injection.
Well, the kids all riding is really funny because you hear what all they.
What is a loaded tea?
It's like this high. It's like
a dirty soda. They put creamer in it or something. What are they doing?
Well, we get those too.
Oh, the dirty sodas.
Yeah, we got one of those last night. But which, by the way,
it's a big Mormon thing,
Yeah, no,
Mormons gave us
because they all watched the Lives of Mormon Wives, and that's how they all got into Swig. And Swig is like, guys, all you got to do is go find a soda from the gas station,
get some creamer in it,
throw a couple flavors in it, and go sell it for $10.
Half and half.
Me and you are in the wrong businesses. But anyway, I was like, hey, let's talk about all the kids talking. I want to give you a list. This is not 21 irrefutable list, but here are things you should never joke about. And I started making the list. Like, never joke about somebody else's appearance.
Yeah.
Never joke about politics.
Yeah.
Never joke about religion. Never joke about disability. Never joke about...
Who were you telling this to?
To my daughter, after the fact, because you're listening to teenagers talk.
Because she'd been drinking her tea and she was hopped up on it. She was just letting the slurs fly. What was going on?
No, not her.
You're like, let's talk about this.
I'm just listening to all the teenagers talk.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, hey, I'm just noticing things.
Right. Their filter's a little bit down, right? Is that what you were saying?
Well, in this generation, they're
I would think they're more careful. That's what people act like. Oh, it's so politically correct now. You can't say anything.
Part of the deal is their emotional age is pretty far behind their chronological age in terms of, I know you can't say every single person or whatever, but especially if they're neurodivergent or anything, but it could be up to 5 years. So 17, 18-year-olds may be talking about things that you and I, in our generation, in the 90s, were talked about at like 12 or 13. So they're still trying to figure out because most of their interaction is online. So when they're together, they're having...
I get the online thing, because you're more likely to be inappropriate if you feel like there's this wall.
Right.
It's keyboard.
So now you're figuring out how it works with real people in real life. And then you only get that through practice. And you're still practicing, Jonnie. Someday...
Hey, buddy, I'm going to get it.
Give it some time.
One day. I'm going to fully compartmentalize.
So your generation, for you in particular, it's like you're 30 years behind your chronological age. And so you're doing okay.
I feel like that would make me 21. That's pretty good.
So, there's an artist she listens to named Tate McRae.
I've heard of Tate McRae,
Yeah. I'm not endorsing everything Tate McRae sings about.
I don't know enough to know about her.
But it's funny, she had a song we listened to yesterday, and it was about, I wish I would have met you in the 90s. And so that whole generation.
Oh, right. They long for this era of pre-digital.
Yeah. Say says all the time, I wish I just would have been born in the 90s. And
I think that is going to be a thing. Yeah, being an analog kid becomes like something you long for. That you missed out on this thing, an innocence, probably. Pre 9/11,
Yeah, right. Less worry about
digital.
You're not worried about walking to a school and getting shot. I mean, I can say, and I don't mean to, she wouldn't mind me sharing this, but I mean, remember they locked down Sadie's school her freshman year one time.
Yeah.
And she was sending us texts and stuff as if, hey, if something happens, and you're like, it was so heartbreaking. And it wasn't anything. Everything was okay. But kids have to worry about that now. Or if they go into a movie theater and someone just comes and stands at the bottom, you can see the kids tense up because they're paying attention to what's out there. And in the 90s,
No, I didn't think that.
I mean, there was danger, but I don't think you ever thought about it.
Mom would drop us off at the mall and just be like, "I'll pick you up at 6 or whatever," and you just
take a skateboard and go outside, or they would drop us off at Opryland USA.
Skateboard would have been dangerous for me.
Well, it was probably dangerous for me too. I fell a lot.
Straight to the ER.
But yeah. Hey, Jonnie, I think it's about that time.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
It's my segment we call They Talked About That. Bridget of Sweden.
Oh, she just gets to be Bridget of Sweden? No last name?
1303 to 1373.
Okay, that's why there wasn't very many Bridgets then.
Yeah, I would imagine not. A Swedish mystic, saint, and founder of the Bridgetine religious order.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like something that says
Bridgetine.
It's called what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Not to be confused with Bridgerton.
And it's so old that this is attributed to her in her writings called Revelations.
The Bridgetine Revelations.
Right. But I mean, again, there's a chance. I always want to say that there's a chance if you're a scholar out there, maybe you know a better original source of this, but this is pretty widely attributed to her.
Okay.
To write well and speak well is mere vanity if one does not live well.
Oh, wow. That's almost like 1 Corinthians 13, where it says if I, sound like an angel, if I sing like an angel, or if I can reveal all mysteries but have not love, I'm nothing.
Yeah. No, and it gets me because I think of my 20s and I think about, or even my late teens when I first started songwriting and stuff.
Yeah.
And you just can't know what you haven't experienced.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, I mentioned it today. I wrote these 3 books. Mm-hmm. It was really one book. And my first agent said, hey, bring me the thing that's on your heart.
Oh boy.
And I had this thing called No Arrivals. And that's the name of my company, by the way, is No Arrivals LLC that I write under. And it was this whole basically, I mean, it's way more than this, but how like quantification robs us of the process. So if you stop and everything's a count, everything's about how much you make or how many people you had or whatever.
Right. Or feeling like you're behind chronologically. My friends were 18 when they had this experience, and I'm not there yet. So now I feel like I've missed out.
Right. You haven't arrived and everyone else has.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing for your 20s. You begin to realize, oh, I think that if Jonnie and I got a record deal, then I'll be complete.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have enough things happen to you, whether it's marriage. And I used to, when I would speak on it, I would have like, okay, I want to name a few ages. You tell me the big thing that happens at that age. Okay, you're born. Now what happens at 5? You're going to go to kindergarten. What happens at 12 or so? Well, you're a teenager. You're going to start middle school. What happens at 18? And they can always name it. You're going to graduate. What happens at 21? Oh, I can drink now. I can do this. What happens? And eventually, then what happens in your 30s, your 20s, you get married. Your 30s, you start having kids or whatever. It's like we can sum our lives up in like 10 or 12 things.
Right.
And we've moved so fast through them, trying to get to the next arrival point, is what I would call it, that eventually you're like trying to slow those things down because you're getting closer now to the arrival point of death. So you don't really live, in that process. And so anyway, I wrote it all and thought this was, for me, it was a proving ground of content that I really needed to try to seek contentment and other things. Gave it to the guy. It was so big. It was 150,000 words.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't get it. You're dropped. And like dropped me.
Did he say the words "you're dropped," John?
He said, "Good luck to you in the future."
Yeah,
that's pretty close.
Yeah,
and
I have dropped you.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and so, but I remember thinking, this is, to me, the writing was supposed to be published. Like it was supposed to. I wanted to write well and speak well. I wanted to be these things that I kind of had a little bit of talent to do or a calling to do. And then as life went on, which I never did publish, so I turned it into 3 books, and I think I almost had a deal with a denominational publisher. And then the day basically I was getting the contract, I kid you not, was the day they shut down all of their brick and mortar stores.
Oh, right.
And they were like, hey, all of our contracts are going to be put on hold. So it never got made. And I look back now and I'm kind of grateful because it's like, I don't know if I knew how to live well. You know what I'm saying? Like there were some really cool things I wrote in there, but you look at it and go, what is a 25-year-old really going to teach me about living well? Because you can't until you've had some time. I'm still not sure. Now I'm less likely to think I could teach on that, but I just think it's really telling that there's so many things. I even think about what you do. You go back and listen to old jokes and stuff. Now, you've always had the talent for funny, but you're so much more sharpened now to know exactly how you want your version of this to happen and what you don't want to happen.
Yeah, sometimes you go back and I'll find like an old joke that didn't really work, but I'll be like, well, I'm a better comedian now. Let me go look at it again and see it, hopefully through new eyes or whatever. Sometimes you still can't get it to work because it was never a good idea, but every now and again you'll be like, oh, there's something there. And now with more confidence or more finesse, maybe I can do something with it. Sometimes you can. But yeah, there's definitely a proving ground on that stuff. But yeah, you don't know what you don't know. And like everybody has that whole analogy of like in church world, we have the couple that gets married and 6 months later they're doing a marriage seminar, they're doing a book and a 52-week devotional on marriage, dude. God's way. Dude, and you're like, all right, dude, calm down.
Not one of my finer moments, but I can remember we had I think it was Allison, who's been on the podcast before, was interning at Thomas Nelson. And she came to church one night and she had the pre-release version of The Bachelor. One of the Bachelor guys got a book deal at the biggest Christian publisher in the world. Okay. And of course, I was doing a lot of premarital counseling and stuff for a lot of young couples then. I was so mad and jealous.
Right, because of the platform, the 15 minutes of fame, now he gets a book deal. I
was like, what in the world? Like, he has not been married yet. Really, he's just now in this and through a horrible process, in my opinion. That's I'm not saying you can't watch The Bachelor. I'm just saying,
It's not a traditional way.
And he probably now, in retrospect, he probably had a writer writing great things in there as well, and taking his concepts and making them more grounded. And that's a great publisher, and they do great work, But I remember that feeling of you haven't had a chance to live this, Andrew, we just had lunch with, my pastor and one of our dear friends, my boss. Like that dude, the older he's gotten, he lives better. Yeah. And that's kind of like, I look at him and go, he's more honest, not more closed off. He's more likely to help others, not less.
Yeah, he's more vulnerable.
Yeah.
More likely to laugh, more likely to cry. Yeah, he's not closed off. Some people get really closed off and bitter. And it's not like he hasn't anything happen to him. He's definitely got reasons. Everybody's got a reason to be bitter. Yeah, you're right. That's where you want to go. Yeah, I see people. There's older people in my life that I've met and I've been mentored by a little bit along the way. And some people I don't know, like, have a deep relationship with. But I see them and you just go, like, there's one guy that was like an early Christian pioneer of like comedy. He was in a group called Isaac Air Freight in California, and they would do sketch comedy. They were kind of like a Monty Python-ish. And anyway, he went on to produce like David Letterman shows, and he produced The Price is Right for a while, and he did all these other things. But when I would see him speak at like Christian Comedy Association, he would speak to the group, and he just did not have a tinge of, because he could have easily been like, you guys are all here because I started this thing and made $50 a night.
Right.
And there was just none of that. He still loved God. He still loved his wife. He still loved the church. He was happy that everybody was like benefiting from what he had laid the groundwork for. And I was like, I want to, 30 years from now when I'm ready to walk away, I hope I'm more like that than I am, now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to, and I think I see the old curmudgeon temptation.
Sure.
I see.
Which is just easy.
Yeah, to like, to see through everything, right? And
it's like shorting the stock. You ever see people who like, because now it's a big thing in the stock market, you bet on a company to fail.
Yeah.
So you're rooting for it to fail.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we have a whole generation of people who are like betting against their own relationships because they're like, I'll prove myself right.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you're sabotaging the relationship by betting against it with your attitude every day.
Yeah.
You're doubling down on this short. And then when your marriage ends, you go, I knew it.
Yeah.
She must have not been the one. You're like, dude, you've been shorting this for 20 years.
No, you're right. I mean, and I say it all the time in my house, like, you will find what you spend your time looking for to some extent.
Yeah.
And if you're always looking for the negative or you're always looking for something, like, you will self-fulfill. We all will, and I think the hard part in life is my definition of hope, right? And Reggie and I are starting to write on some of this, just that it's looking for the good, always looking for the good that is to come. Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever I'm in, by faith is believing that good exists, even though I can't see it. Hope is actively moving my attitude towards a place of expectancy of I'm going to keep looking for it, no matter how long it takes, believing that good is ahead. And then I think maturity in Christ is learning to allow God to define that good and not just your expectations of the current circumstance. And that's the hard part, right? Learning to look for the good in God, his nearness, or the little things that he does in the middle of a crisis to still bring a moment of relief. I mean, I think you begin to hopefully look beyond just the big outcome and see the sustaining moments of it. I was listening to Psalm 23 song by Shane and Shane. It's one of my favorites, and it just really hit me that surely goodness, surely mercy ride beside me all my days. And like just that idea that there's an expectancy in David's words about there is a goodness inherently because I'm following the shepherd that's there. Even though I'm walking through a valley that's, full of death, and even though the enemies surround me, and there's a shepherd wrote a book about that. They would call the table was this elevated part of where the land was. So if the sheep are in the valley, you go to you'd be at the table. If it prepares a table before me, could mean something for the shepherd and the sheep, not just for an actual table. Meaning like where that table was, where they would be lower and elevated around them. The predators could be watching them as they ate or whatever, but they would eat in peace because they knew the shepherd knew that the predators were there. He was watching more than the predators were. And so you're not just prey, like you're also protected. And I just think looking for that good's hard to do, and I don't do it well every day, but you will find to some extent what it is you look for. So yeah. Bridget of Sweden.
Bridget, she knew what she was talking about, I'll say.
I want to say her name is also written, it says Saint Birgitta of Sweden.
Okay.
So that's the Swedish spelling. Now, I don't speak Swedish per se.
No, I mean the Swedish chef.
Right.
Pardon.
I was going to let you do it.
Come on, yeah. Let me be the one that gets the emails. John, where would you send an email to the show?
You'd send it to hello@talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Go to talkaboutthatpodcast.com where you want to see almost 400 episodes of the show. If you want to catch up, binge listen, do it to it. We love you and support the show. If you want to go to that website, click the upper right-hand link. Get ad-free content by becoming a patron. We love our patrons. John, let's do my segments. Let's start with old jokes. We call it Joke About That. John, a guy walks into a bar with a sad look on his face. A regular sees him and says, "Hey, you doing all right?" "I'm doing terrible," says the guy. "I'm having money troubles. The only option I got left is to sell my beloved dog. So I'm just traveling around town asking anyone that wants to buy him off me." "He's in the car now." "I'm sorry to hear that," says the regular. "What are you asking for him?" $500, the man says. "Well, that's a lot of money for a dog." "Well, it's like, the dog is like a part of my family. He's the gentlest, sweetest dog you've ever seen. He never barks unless there's an intruder, in which case he turns into the meanest mutt that ever lived. And when he needs to go, he just nudges your leg once or twice, and then he'll sit by the door and wait till you're ready to let him out. My kids and wife love him and are going to hate me for selling him, but I just don't have any other options at this point." The regular says, "Well, geez, if the dog is that good, I'll take him. I'd be happy to help you out." A year later, the man walks into the bar again. This time, the regular's there again, but he screams, You sold me that good-for-nothing dog. He does everything. He poops all over the house. He barks constantly. He tries to bite my wife and kids every chance he gets. I swear the day I bought that dog was the last good day I've had." The man looks at the regular, smiles, and says, "Mister, you're never, ever going to sell that dog if you keep talking about him like that."
Nice.
It's a joke about lying, John. Yeah. Really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Finally, I wanted to do a joke from our friend Taylor Williamson. Taylor Williamson is a great comic out of L.A. I met him when I was filming my second dry bar. He was doing his dry bar that night, and he's so great. He won. Well, he came in second on AGT. I think he won because the team that beat him was a Japanese dog act on America's Got Talent, which he does talk about in his show.
Yeah.
But that happens a lot, you know. They don't ever really let a comedian fully win. They'll make you a finalist. But anyway, Taylor's so good. And he has one great joke. This was his opener on the dry bar. He said, you really got to shoot for your dreams. You got to just stay positive. It's all about perspective. When I started doing comedy 10 years ago, I had nothing. I had no prospects. I was really struggling to pay my rent. And now, just 10 years later, I'm a more respected comedian than Bill Cosby. So that's Taylor. So this is a joke that Taylor wrote, and we'll wrap up joke about that with this one. He said, I drove by a guy with a sign that said, "Hungry." So I gave him my sandwich. I felt really good about myself until I got home, and I remembered why I bought my sandwich. I'm not proud of this, but I drove back to the guy, and I said, "Listen, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to need that sign." I just think that's such a funny... I think that's great. Taylor's great. You can follow him on Instagram at Taylor Comedy, at Taylor Comedy. John, let's wrap it up with This Week in History. We call it Talk About Then. Da-da-dum. John, Pope Clement VIII was born this week, 1536. And the reason he makes the list is because he popularized, quote, Satan's drink. Do you want to guess what Satan's drink is?
Coffee.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Italian religious leader, 231st Pope from 1592 to 1605. He declared, did Pope Clement, "This Satan's drink is so delicious that it would be a pity to let the infidels have exclusive use of it." That's almost like, who was the guy that said, "Why should the devil have all the good music?" Because now we started making our own rock and roll music in Christian culture. And that was the sentiment being, why should the devil have all the good music?
Yeah.
God made all music. Why are we letting them have all the electric guitars?
Yeah.
So here was Pope Clement saying, hey, these infidels are having some fun with this coffee.
Yeah.
Let's get hopped up on it ourselves. Come on, man. What's better than a revitalized flock?
Revitalized.
You like that? He's responsible for the popularity of coffee use among Catholics. Coffee use was previously discouraged because it was believed to be the, quote, bitter invention of Satan due to its use among Muslims. I didn't know that. So they thought of it as a Muslim drink. And then these Catholics were like, they got something over here.
Yeah.
They're streaming hot water through beans and it's pretty good. Have a sip and let me know what you think.
It sounded just like somebody fighting in the Crusades.
That's my Pope Clement impression. And I defy you to find a better Pope Clement impression than that one. It's a little Dennis Miller.
Everybody has a Pope Clement impression.
Everybody does it.
Glad to hear yours.
I like to think that people, when they do a Pope Clement, they're just doing my Pope Clement.
Well, right. They're just like, there's only one, really.
Yeah. It's a little Dennis Miller. Chip, 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 chip. Okay, John, this week, February 25th, 1837, the first practical electric motor is patented by Thomas Davenport. This was the first U.S. patent for an electric machine, 1837, patent number 132. That's when you know it's an old patent, when it's patent number 132.
Yeah.
He used silk from his wife's wedding dress for insulation for the wiring. Davenport was unable, however, to capitalize on his invention and died broke. There's a lot of those guys. That's why he makes the list, because it's kind of sad. It's one of those, like, you make this thing that's going to end up changing the world, but you don't quite ever get to see it.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's like our podcast.
Yeah, I think when we're gone, they're going to be like, those guys really were on to something.
They got it. I don't know. Yeah.
They probably made about 300 too many. Like, we get it after 100. But, man. And I also use silk from my wife's wedding dress for this podcast. For insulation. It's inside my hoodie right now, in a weird way. John, this week, 1981, a 9-year-old bank robber robbed a New York bank at gunpoint.
Okay.
He got away with $118, but later surrendered to the FBI. This made me look up this story because that's all it had. So I looked it up to see like what happened and what's the story. 1981, 9-year-old boy named Robert, doesn't say his full name because it's probably sealed. He surrendered after using a toy gun to rob a Manhattan bank, air quotes on rob. A case his lawyer argued was influenced by television crime shows, the New York Times reported. The child was charged with armed robbery and weapon possession in family court. The boy, described as 4 foot 5 inches tall, walked into a New York bank and demanded money. The weapon used was a toy gun. His lawyer, Mel A. Sachs, argued that the child did not have true criminal intent, but instead was imitating behavior he saw on television shows like Adam 12 and The Rockford Files. The case was handled in family court, where penalties for such actions typically involve probation or, in extreme cases, confinement in a juvenile treatment facility. It does not say what happened to the boy. That's what I was really looking for, is like, well, what did he get? I think it all got sealed, and maybe it was just like one of those, like, all right, he was just being a knucklehead, and no harm, no foul. He could never have really hurt anybody. It was a toy gun.
Right.
So what do you think about that? What if Sadie had done something like that when she was 9? Would you be like, when we get home?
I'd be a little upset.
Yeah. It's embarrassing. To make the paper. You're like, where are the parents?
Like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It was my idea. I said, $118? Are you kidding me? That didn't even pay the mortgage.
I wonder why they only gave him $118.
I don't know. But this was...
did they know it was a toy
1981,
gun?
So yeah, I mean, this is...
I think I would have been like...
But why give him anything at all? Why
if
not
he
be
knew
like,
a toy gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it
was like that. Maybe it was like one of those pellet guns that looks kind of real, you know?
This is before they started putting the orange, so it probably did look really real.
Yeah.
You know, this is before the
Did you ever have that pellet gun that looked like a Magnum PI?
My mom wouldn't let me have guns, dude. My mom was terrified of guns.
Yeah.
So yeah, we never had BB guns. We were in a very nerve household.
Yeah. Yeah, I had BB guns, and
we were a very you'll put your eye out kind of household.
Yeah, probably almost did put my eye out a few times. I think I got hit right here in the cheekbone one time. But
with a pellet gun?
With a BB gun, yeah. Oof. It would have been bad. But
yeah. Man, there's
I also had bottle rockets explode right in my face too.
What?
We didn't.
So my mom was right, is what we're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I lived through it, and I'm fine.
But a lot of people don't. Did the people around you? Or do they have a John Driver story?
I don't know how, like, again, Roman candle wars and stuff.
You shot Roman candles at other people?
We did stuff, and
They're fireballs, John.
They are, and yeah.
Just like from ancient Rome. If you remember.
That's how they fought the wars.
The Roman candle. Where did they come up with that? The Roman candle.
I don't know.
It is interesting.
I wonder, maybe it was actually made in Rome, not like, I don't know. They had fireworks in ancient times. So
yeah, ancient Chinese fireworks.
It's possible.
How gunpowder was all.
There's no way to know. So
yeah, because that's the thing. Was gunpowder used for fireworks before it became a weaponized? I think it was. I think it was like
they probably didn't call it that.
Yeah, somebody figured out. Oh, we can use this to dominate other civilizations and win wars, kill people really more efficiently.
Yeah, it was the great equalizer.
They were just celebrating with him. Look at all the fire in the sky. And then they're like, hold on, I got an idea. We could wipe out people.
Yeah. There was a time when the size and skill of the fighter mattered more, and then all of a sudden anybody with a gun could win a fight. So, and guys, isn't that just like our lives?
Yeah.
Somehow.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. John, finally, this week in 1751, the first performing monkey in the U.S. That's right, John. A New York City man charged $1 to watch a 2-foot-tall monkey walk a tightrope and dance. Have you ever seen, what do you think about animal shows? Because some people, like, they frown, it's like, now we know more about them. Elephants aren't really in the circus anymore, necessarily. There's a lot
First of all, is it a big deal for a monkey to walk a tightrope?
Well, who knows? Was he being starved? Was he being coerced?
Don't they walk tightropes?
Was the wire electrified? We don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I need more information. I don't think it's a very impressive trick, and you should get your shilling back, number one. But number two...
How much was a shilling? What was that worth?
Half pence? I don't know.
But it reminded me, I was in Gatlinburg one time, and I think I told you this and you didn't believe me, and I literally found a photo of it today, so it's real. We'll put it on the video.
Okay.
But I was in Gatlinburg walking around downtown. Gatlinburg's just a haven for weird. There's sweet shops, and there's the saltwater taffy, and then you go to some weird tourist trap thing, and then there's the Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to see. And there's street performers every now and again.
Yeah.
And just random starving people. And that's what this was. It was a guy, he had a cup, he was begging for money, but he had a dog. On the dog's back was a cat, and on the cat's back was a rat.
No way.
They were stacked up.
It's a dog-cat rat stack. And they were just coming down the street. And I thought, nobody's going to believe this story. And I've carried that memory with me, and it's a core memory. You didn't take a picture?
And so today, I didn't have a camera. This was pre-phone cameras. This was like the 80s.
Oh, wow.
But I looked it up. There's a whole Reddit thread about it.
The old dog-cat rat
snack. What's sad is they said that he sedates the cat and the rat.
Oh.
But the dog was normal. The dog's just like, sure, right on my back.
Fine, let's do it.
But the cat...
How would they have the information to know that?
I think that somebody said we've talked to him, back in the day.
Surely
and he was
wouldn't
like,
tell his story.
I have to drug the other animals, but the dog's cool.
Maybe the cat and rat's life is better.
Well, I think the idea of it sounds so
purpose.
The idea of it sounds so cool, and we love those nature videos where it's like a duck and a horse are best friends. So like we're really primed for that whole there's a symbiosis in nature, and humans have come in and messed it all up, but really animals want to be friends. So it makes you believe in that weird utopia of like there's a rat riding on a cat, riding on a dog. Are you kidding me? That means we can all get along. Yeah. And what it means is there's heavy drug use.
If we all drug each other, we can get along.
We can ride on each other's backs to freedom. I don't know.
It's right there.
We can all live in a utopia.
In the Bible.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But it's real. I was not imagining it because there's photos of it, but...
Did you think you were drugged for a while? It's like,
I thought maybe I am. Yeah, well, it's just one of those things you try to tell people and they go, sure,
and you look over and there's a rat on your back.
Yeah.
You're like,
and then on top of it,
where did I get this?
On top of that, a tinier rat. You're like, that's weird. I don't know.
That's fun.
John, I want to thank the listeners for taking a ride on our backs today. We love to burrow you around like a pack animal.
We drug you with all these jokes.
We're trying to take you down to various ravines and crevasses. Yeah. And we're happy to do it.
Yeah.
We can shoulder the load.
We can. And you can also hear more of that load at talkaboutthatpodcast.com.
Get a load at talkaboutthatpodcast.com. 400 episodes, like we said, and we appreciate you so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hey, check out Jonnie W, JONNIEW.com you can come somewhere on his 48-city tour.
Oh, we just kicked it off last weekend, and it continues this weekend. Depending on when you're listening to this, we will be February 25th, New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. February 26th, Bedford, Indiana. February 28th, Newburgh, Indiana. March 1st, Siloam Springs, Arkansas. March 19th, Destin, Florida. March 20th, Pompano Beach, Florida. March 21st, Tallahassee, Florida. And then March 22nd, Gadsden, Alabama. We're going all over the fruited plain, John. We're bringing all the jokes. And I'm touring with a guy named Christian McCartney, who's a big viral sensation, TikTok star.
Oh, I thought you meant like...
He's a comedian. He has a virus, and we're trying to get treatment.
Come on, guys.
See. No, he's got 2 million TikTok followers, or some crazy number. So he's young, too. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
Been doing stand-up for a few years. He's great. He's going to be on the shows. And we've got my buddy Ed Wiley going out with us.
Great.
And
Goat
so these are going to be fun shows. Adam Bush, one of our who helps produce the show, he's going to be out with me on some of those bus tours. So, and then you're going to join one of these days.
I am.
Just to jump in the bunk and say hey and be out there, run the merch table. I assume. There, you just want to do nothing.
I commit to nothing.
Just want to soak up resources.
I'm there to help with the moral. The morale. Let's not say I don't help with morals.
No, you don't help with morals or morale, honestly. But anyway, come to a show. Check out JonnieW.com if you want to find out ticket information and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Hey, guys, thanks for the time you gave us today. We really enjoyed it. Let's do it again next week, Aaron.
Talk about that.